Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to another live stream. Need to change my mic monitor levels down. Screaming in my ear. All right. Just gonna share this. Great, the thumbnail is me putting my headphones on. Hey, what's up, Kev? Hello, hello. Let's see. Messenger, more options, share to a... And they move this stuff every week, I swear. Not group. There we go. Gosh. How is everyone doing today? I thought I'd finish or continue working on this light bulb body guy. Because he makes me laugh so much, and yeah, I want to finish it. So there we go. Let's do it. Find some music. Okay. Missed the N. That's okay. How's it going, Neil? What did I just fill? There we go. Got kind of this beige shirt on. Got some weirdness on the back of his head here. Look at that. It looks like it came from little Sculptress Pro action going on. Hey, what's up, HD? Smooth that out. All right. Going good. Just uploaded a Dino by Mitch to the forum. Oh, nice. I'll have to check it out. Okay, why? Here we go. Make his arms. He's got the craziest arms and the craziest legs. Hey, what's up, Zetal? Zetai? I think it's... I don't know if that's how you say your name or not. He's got such a funny shaped body. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Thank you. Happy Monday to yourself. Switched over to Twitch. Yeah, there's... Hey, what's up, Warren? Yeah, if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, there's about a 20-second or so delay. If you watch on Twitch, then it's almost instant. Hello, hello. Oops. Yeah, Twitch is just kind of a better live streaming experience overall. That's what it's meant for. That's what it was designed for. Yeah, YouTube is okay. It's just that's where I do my Q&A sessions, and it works out all right. What I like about YouTube is it instantly archives your stream. And I guess Twitch does too, but you kind of have to pay for storage and things like that. So it's a little bit different. Hey, Tom. I don't know if it's Thom or Tom. It's funny. It looks like he's got naked legs. Oh, that's pretty funny. Grab this color. I don't know what. Hey, Jet. Do you have Spotlight off today with it getting you in the past? Yeah, Neil, I do. Thanks. It is off. I remembered. Okay, let's auto group these and then mirror and weld them. Interesting how this upper sphere was not symmetrical. That's usually how you can tell if you're symmetrical or not, is if it makes a double line in the middle. So how you fix this is I'm just going to isolate this one, turn symmetry off, drag it slightly to the right. So I know that this one is centered right here. So I just want to get all of these lines to the right of that center. So when I do another mirror and weld, it fixes it. Because it mirrors from screen left to screen right, and it just overwrites anything on the right-hand side. So that's an easy way. Learned that from my good friend Steve James a while back. I was doing things the harder way, and that's pretty easy way to fix symmetry issues. But make sure that your local symmetry button is turned off. This one right here. Because local symmetry will mirror it across itself. And if you turn it off, it will mirror it across the world axis. So something to note. Hey Alex, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Okay, I just want to get this body right. Get this body right. I'm going to make shoulders. I want to push this light bulb shape as much as I can to turn symmetry back on. Well, I'm going to turn it off, center the gizmo, turn it back on. Because that's another tip, is if you're trying to get the gizmo into the center of the world, there's two ways of doing it. One way is by holding down Alt and pressing this home button. But what that'll do is it'll send the gizmo home, which is 0, 0, 0 in the world. And I just want it centered in this piece. So if I hit this go to unmask mesh center with symmetry turned on, it will send it to the center of one of the sides. Okay, so you can see this little orange dot over here. Yeah, so it's centered in half of the object. If I want it centered in the center, you just have to turn off symmetry first, then click it, then turn symmetry back on, and you're good to go. Okay. Throwing out tips today, I guess. Probably stuff you already know, but for those of you who don't, there you go. It's weird that I must have clicked on dynamic solo. No. I was wondering why that went hidden. Sorry, my mic is right here and I keep bumping it. The Leap 3D? Oh yeah, yep. That is why. So you are welcome, sir. If you are indeed a sir. Just assuming, I don't know why. Hey Jan, how are you? Happy New Year's, not too late from France. Hello from France. What time is it in France? And thank you very much. Happy New Year to you as well. I'm hopeful for that this year is going to be a happy new year. Happy year. Can you add adaptive size for Sculptress Pro into your pop-up menu? You know what? Yes. I want to adjust some settings, and I want to adjust the UI. Those of you who have recently gotten my UI for the latest version of ZBrush 2021.51, you may notice that it has two move elastic brushes down here. I don't know why that's the case, but it's really easy to fix. All you have to do is go to Preferences, go to Config, and hit this Enable Customize right here. And you'll see it change. See the UI changes a little bit to tell you that it's in, oh, it's 20? Ah, okay. Nice. So then what you can do is you can hold down Control and Alt at the same time and move these buttons around your UI. See how I moved it over here? That's how you move around UI elements. So what I would do is you can just drag this move one off into the canvas, let it go, and it will disappear. And then to replace it, so it'll probably look like, oh, I can't duplicate it. Okay, it'll be two elastic move brushes there. Now, if you want to put a new brush on your user interface or any brush, you cannot grab it from this pop-up brush menu. When you hit B, you can't drag it from here to your user interface. You have to drag it from the brush menu right here. Hey, Alex. Hi, why is it a question mark? Hi, Shane. Hi, Alex. Okay, that's funny. Okay, so you can see, now not all the brushes will be listed right here because there's too many of them, but hopefully the brush you want will be listed here. Otherwise, you can select a brush that you're not currently using, like this blob brush, and you can go change it to the brush that you want. But for now, move is here. So I'm going to hold down Control plus Alt, grab move, drag it down to my user interface. And you can kind of see there's a little bit of play in here. I usually drag it towards the top of that line and let go. That way they're all lined up. And that's it. That's how you do it. And then you go back to Preferences, turn off Enable Customize, click on Store Config, and that's it. Next time you start up ZBrush, it will be gold. Okay? Let's see. You're good? Okay, awesome. Hey, UKV, sorry, how's it going? Many artists render in ZBrush and manage passes in Photoshop, but how they texture or poly paint like a substance painter or best ever, it's not really possible to texture like substance inside of ZBrush. If you're going to use Noisemaker, you will need to have UVs on your model. Noisemaker works with UVs. Let's see. Hey from Barcelona. Hey Pedro. I'm doing well, thanks. With him being based on a light bulb, is his neck fold supposed to resemble the screw part of the bulb? Kind of. Here, let me show you. He posted two images of this guy, and one of them was a work in progress to show you kind of the block out, and the second one is this one that you see right here. Let me find it really quick and I'll show it to you. And he actually drew a light bulb because he based this guy off of a light bulb. And when I'm saying he, I'm talking about scruffyshenanigans. That's the artist that did this. Okay, here you go. Oh, so funny. Okay. So you can see, yeah, the shape, I guess, yeah, the light bulb ends kind of right at his neck, and you can kind of see this is the shape of it. So not really as much, you know, kind of mimicking the screw part of it, but I like that idea. That's kind of fun. Yeah, the neck folds are hilarious. So yeah, but I love how he's got this little push mower, you know. If I were to make this guy 3D printable, I would have to rely on that push mower being the support of him, and the two little teeny tiny scrawny legs, they would hold a lot of the weight, but I would worry that it would snap. So I would have to make sure that some of the weight is distributed down to this mower. So that's true, Neil. Okay, so hooray for Scruffy. Gotta give him a shout out. He does fantastic designs. Talked about it last week. Always great to start the week watching you model. Greetings from Tijuana. Hello. I've never been to Tijuana. The closest I've been is San Diego. So I've never been to Tijuana. Okay. So I want to stitch these two pieces in the center together. But like I said, I do want to exaggerate this center. I was going to do that and I forgot about it. So let's see if we can go bigger with that and push it a little bit more forward. Something like this. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, I kind of like the legs back here aligned with the arms and having them kind of front heavy. Then we'll blend these together. Okay. And I'm listening to The Cure today, if you guys are wondering. So good. So I apologize if you catch me singing along, and hopefully I don't get knocked for copyright infringement. I hope not, because I'm not a good singer. Yep, I love The Cure. I've seen them in concert twice. Let's see. I'm listening to Pictures of You extended mix. So good. Okay. Let's combine these together now. Okay, I can use split hidden. There's so many different ways you can split subtools. There's group split, split hidden, split masked, all sorts of being able to split. But this one, I'm going to split this off by split hidden. So now you can see over here, I did put all the head parts into a head folder when I wasn't streaming, so just so you can see that. Ryan, it's funny you should say that. I'm actually really thinking hard about, and maybe I don't know how to do a poll on here. I guess I could post a poll, but I'm thinking about doing a Patreon. And in this Patreon, I'm thinking about doing monthly sculpts that I release the STLs. So if you had a 3D printer, you could print them. Like, I don't want to sell actual like prints, but I would sell the STLs so people could print them on their own. So always good organizing your head. That's true. So I just wondered about what you guys thought about that. Would you be interested in doing something like that? I would have to do, goodness, I keep bumping this microphone. I would have to do original IPs. I wouldn't be able to do fan art because I was thinking about doing Infinity style fan art, versions of things, but that would be copyright infringement. So I would have to do original IPs, and I would get I would have to get permission from the concept artists, like scruffyshenanigans, for example. If you wanted this guy sitting on your desk printed, you'd have to fix your printer and you have to buy a print. Yeah, I have two printers sitting right behind me right here. I purchased both of them, and neither of them have seen a single print since I bought them. Oh, goodness. Hey, from Iraq. Hello. Thank you very much. Okay, let's, before we stitch these, I want to hit apply. So we actually get the subdivisions, and then delete lower, and then stitch them together. I've actually been liking doing a tessellate before I stitch together, just to even out the geometry between the two things. And a lot of people are like, what the heck is tessellate? And Tessimate is a new thing, well, semi-new, added in, I believe, 2019 or 2020. I can't remember which one. It's when they started doing the, I believe the live, well, the Sculptors Pro stuff. It came with the Sculptors Pro. So now what's interesting is you don't have to push this Tessimate button in order to get it to work. You just have to run this slider. And you can see I'm going up and down here. I can Tessimate larger and I can Tessimate smaller, and it doesn't forget the original shape of your objects until you actually touch your model again, okay? So I don't know why this is, I'm expecting it to be similar shaped squares between the two, and I don't know why this one's tighter than this one. They're not being the same. Sometimes you get mixed results. So I don't know why. I'm just trying different numbers. Yeah. This one is too, I think it's just too close. It's not working. So forget it. I'll just type 0 in there. Whoa. Not 0. 1. I meant to push 1. Okay, so I'll just stitch what we got. No big deal. Okay, and for this to work, your gizmo has to be in the middle. Let's see. Only drawback is Charlie will probably get upset when I fill the house with Rabbit 3D prints. You still want to print the mouse? Oh yeah, inspire. So that mouse, I would have to get permission from Mars to be able to do that one. Would you make those monthly models on stream? So I would record myself. I'm trying to figure out or trying to decide, like if I would want to do commentary, if I'd want to stream them live, if I would want to just record myself and release those recordings. Because sometimes I just like to put my headphones on and just focus and not be distracted by chat, for example. And then, you know, would I give those to my current students? Would I just give them to the patrons, or how that whole, I'm still trying to work out all the logistics. So best ever, I don't understand that. Can we get passes out from Maya as same as ZBrush? I'm not, if you're still asking about rendering passes, I really don't do render passes. I just do a render, and where I do my renders, I'll either do them in, sorry if my mic's so loud. I either do them in KeyShot, or I do them in Blender or Maverick. You know, I just set up my lights and I just render it out. I don't really mess around with passes very much, but all of those renderers have the ability to do passes, and ZBrush, you can do passes as well. I just don't. I don't know. But I don't think I'd agree with you there, A7. I actually, yeah, I don't agree with you. Sorry. It's easy to push ZBrush models to Blender and render them out. Let me see. And I'm gonna find a render that I've done in Blender, and it worked out pretty good for me anyway. Gosh, where are they? So there's a Blender render of one of my characters. I thought it turned out okay. And here's another one. Again, I thought it turned out okay. Here's another one. Here's another one. I love the HDRI in here. So yeah, these are, in my opinion, just as good as KeyShot, you know. But you know, I'll leave everybody up to their own opinion. Okay. Anyway, there's a handful of renders I've done. Yep, they're all poly paint. You just send poly paint over. You have to hook it up to in order to make it display. Same with Keyshot. Yeah, you just send it over, and you have to hook up the nodes. And once you get the nodes hooked up and get your lighting set up nice, then it works great. And I really like Keyshot. So I worked on Disney Infinity. All of the characters in Disney Infinity, well, most of them were rendered in Keyshot, and I love Keyshot just as much. Okay, let's get back to it. Stitching. Let's see. Stitchy stitch. Remesh by union. And accept. Now, all the Disney Infinity 1 characters were rendered in Mental Ray in Maya. Can you give some tips on what kind of topology and some... I don't have time to do that right now. I do cover that in my course, but yeah, I would go and look for examples, particularly from studios that you would like to work at, and see what their topology looks like, and kind of aim for that. Okay, so let's go. Look at these. Looks naked. Looks like he's stuck in a pear or something. Okay. And I'm going to use this for the pants and the shirt as well, and stitch those together, and then make this collar. Yeah, it looks like he's wearing a costume. Hello. How can I make a startup file in Zbrushcore? You cannot. I don't think you can. I think it's stuck to like you can't do custom brushes and things like that in Core. I don't believe. I could be wrong. Okay. So I'm going to duplicate this because like I said, I'm going to use it for the pants and the shirt. Then use this clip curve brush. And then same with these arms. I'm just going to use, I'm probably going too quickly on these arms. I need to adjust the thickness on them. Use texture maps for texturing or detailing purposes? Yes. When I'm doing game models, I do. But when I'm doing for 3D print, I don't. Thanks, UKV. There we go. Lopo, I do my best. I try. I mean, I like to try and focus, but sometimes I take a moment and answer questions too. It becomes easier with practice after you're streaming for a while. Okay, I'm gonna split hidden there too. And then I'm gonna combine the legs with the pants down here. So merge down and merge these arms with the body. And we'll do a save as. Oh yeah. Contrast slider. Yes, I love it. Okay, let's check it out. So preview AO occlusion. Is that what you're talking about? The occlusion? I love to crank it up. It's fun. Yeah. Yeah, it gives some darker areas to everything. It's kind of cool. It's off to you and for the interaction and patience. We really appreciate that. Yeah, you're welcome. No worries. Okay. Okay, why is this not working now? Oh, it is. It's just too slow, maybe. I'm just trying to smooth this arm because I want it almost as skinny as those ankles. Hey Turbo, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Skinny little arms. Okay, I think that's good enough. Finishing touches on your model. Awesome. Let's see. When was the last time you did a full character sculpt? I don't know. I can't not recall. I'd have to go look back at the archives to see. I usually don't, but this guy, his body is so hilarious that I thought it would be cool. Oops. Symmetry. There we go. His ankles are so teeny. Let's see. I think Smooth Directional is my new favorite brush. Yeah, I love that one. About 9 streams ago, thanks. Thanks, Neil. 9 streams ago. Which one, what character was it, Neil? Do you remember? Clip this off just a little bit more to make it. Whoa, didn't mean to clip the hands. There we go. Okay. Frankenstein. Oh, okay. Is that brush new in point? Which brush? Oh, directional smooth? No, that's actually, it's been in ZBrush for quite a while. You can find it in the brush. If you hit comma to open up Lightbox, and then you go to the brush tab right here, there's a whole bunch of brushes beyond what pops up when you hit B on your keyboard. And you can see all of these brushes, and they're in organized folders, but one of these folders is called Smooth, if I can find it. Smooth right here. And inside here, there are lots of different smooth brushes. And one of them being Smooth Stronger that I use a lot if I'm doing Sculptris Pro, Dynamesh, or something with very, very high density where your smooth brush just isn't fast enough, you can use this one. But there is one called Smooth Directional right here. And what that does is as you stroke along a direction, it will keep your creases down the length of that direction and smooth everything else out around it. So it works out pretty nice. If you UV your model at lowest subdiv levels and then bring it back subdivide, well, yes, it will. It should. So the only things that will destroy your UVs is like if you remesh with it, you know, like if you do a Dynamesh or a Sculptris Pro or a remesh by Union or anything like that, any surface changes will destroy your UVs. And if you merge, sometimes if you merge your subtools together, that will destroy your UVs. There's a handful of things that will destroy them, but adding subdivision levels will not. That's not something that does. Why cannot I hit the reset all brushes button while on any of the transpose? I don't know. I've never tried that. I really don't use reset all brushes too often. If I'm running into a problem with ZBrush, I will usually save out a Z tool and restart ZBrush. So, hey, Steamworks. Okay. So let's give him these some little shoes. Little shoes. There is no jobs in 3D. There are a lot of jobs in 3D. I spent the last 22 years of my career in 3D. So it depends on where you live and where what opportunities you have available to you, but there are lots of jobs in 3D. Okay. Hello from Tanzania. Wow, that's a new one. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this trick. Sometimes I get new people visiting on my stream that don't know about this yet. The transpose line, you can switch it from gizmo to transpose line like this right here, this button. And if you click on W for move, you can hold down Alt and click on this middle white circle and you can bend an object. So I'm trying to get this bend in this. Yeah, remote work is becoming more common. That's true. And there are lots of companies that need 3D work in like television, games, films, collectibles, architecture, all sorts of different things. Yep, automotive. And I wouldn't say it's how many different pieces of software you know. I don't think that's what qualifies you for a job. I think it's whether the software you know fits the job that they want you to do. Because there are a lot of people that work just in ZBrush for their job. ZBrush simply crashes every time if I hit that in I would reach out to support@pixologic.com and ask them. But why are you resetting your brushes, I guess, would be the actual question there. Like, I think I've hit that button maybe one time in my 7 years of using ZBrush. Okay. I'm just wondering why you need to reset your brushes. I checked options to move once before, but it's really hard if you're talking about Arch Viz jobs. Yeah, it's like with the whole pandemic thing. I think companies are realizing that remote work is possible, and I think remote jobs are becoming more and more common now, and they're going to be staying more and more common. So, I think yeah, I think it's a good time to be in this industry. Okay, I'm just going to pull this down and then clip it straight. Yep. Hey, what's up, Liam? And no traffic. Yep. You can save so much time and money by not having to commute. So when I was working at Disney Interactive, I would commute 45 minutes to work and 45 minutes back. And that's an hour and a half that I could have spent working on my models instead of sitting in traffic. Never met any of my coworkers in person. Remote work is so nice for many reasons. Yeah, I do. I was going to say I do miss the social interaction. I miss working with my coworkers for sure. What's the difference would it make if you use trim curve instead of clip curve? Well, trim curve, it will cut it like this and add a geometry underneath it. And clip curve it should be called squish curve because it just squishes the geometry up to the line instead of actually cutting it. Yeah, California. How did you bend the curve of the cut brush? So as you're drawing out your line, okay, so if I hold down Control plus Shift, if I start drawing out my line, you'll see that it snaps. That's because I'm holding Shift down. If I continue to hold Control but let go of Shift, it no longer snaps. So if I want to snap it again, I just add Shift back to my selection. Now, if I want to put a bend in it, I can just, wherever I want that bend, I just tap Alt, and now it adds a bend like this. See that? And then if I want to move the entire line all at once, I hold down spacebar and move it around like this. Okay. Yep, no worries. Working as a producer in California from home. That's the first time I've heard of that one. Wow. California's the worst place to work and live. Yeah. It's getting there. Oh man. It's so expensive. So expensive. I would say almost all of them, UKV. There's so many hidden gems in ZBrush. Okay, now I want to try and Z-remesh this and see what happens. I'm trying to decide if I want to stitch it first or just remesh it as it is. I'd probably remesh it first. Let's see. I'll answer your question 1 second, Sky. All right. Let's just Z-remesh this and see what happens. Hey, not bad. Okay. I could live with that. That will do, pig. Now this heel doesn't look the best though. So I'm gonna fix that by hiding this, dragging it down. Well, let's mask it off first. Yeah, he's got to mow the lawn. He's so grumpy. He's like, oh man, the lawn is long again. Okay, let's Z-remesh that. I want to turn on keep groups now. Okay, how can I scale my project? Basically, all you need to do, I need to fix those heels now, is make sure everything in your scene is visible. Okay, so show everything like so, and then show your gizmo. And what I usually do is you can show the floor. Okay, so he is quite large in my scene, but say I wanted him a little bit smaller and I wanted his feet above 0, 0, so his placement is a little bit better. What I can do with that is I usually center my gizmo. So just by holding down Alt, hitting the home button to send it home, and then holding down Alt, hitting this arrow, which will reset the axis. And then if I turn on this Transpose All Selected Subtools button right here, You need to make sure all of your subtools do not have masks on them because it will respect masking, okay? And now I can move everything around. See, now these arms are masked. So I'll need to go to that subtool, unmask those arms in order for this to work. Go back to my leg subtool. Now if I move this around, I can move it and I can scale it, the whole thing up and down like so. And I can just kind of put him above the plane right here. Okay, the reason I keep him big like this is because the Sculptress Pro triangles are tied to the scene size. If I make him the size I want him, then the triangles will be too big. And you can watch me do that in the last episode. Okay. Yeah, darn kids, get off my lawn. The only positive I find about California San Andreas fault. Oh, come on. Jeez. Okay, is there a way to trim or clip halfway through a mesh or partway? Yes. So essentially, you just go to this clip curve brush and hold down Control plus Shift and just drag about to here, let go, and see it'll just clip through that much. But like I said, it's essentially taking everything on the faded side of that line and squishing it up to the dotted line, okay? So you can do it that way. Do you work in pixels, centimeters, millimeters? Well, this is set up to, so I'm kind of pushing all of my stuff to more and more towards 3D printing and collectibles, like the things you see on my shelf back here. And I like to work in millimeters, okay? And I have a ruler file. You can see the ruler back here. And this ruler is, it's 200 millimeters tall. When I worked on Infinity, that's how we would make sure that all of our characters were the correct size, as we would line them up to this ruler. We would know exactly a relative size to export things at. So it's, yeah, millimeters is usually what I work. And in Maya, I'll work in meters. If I'm going to be doing game characters, I'll work in meters. That's why you can see it says 1M, 2M. I can use this ruler to measure out meters. And this ruler was created in Maya in meters. So that's how I can go back and forth. And it's also set in centimeters, like 20 centimeters. And yes, I know 20 centimeters is not 2 meters. That's not what that's intended for. Since it's in meters and it's divisible by 10, I can use this ruler for any of those measurements that I want to. And you can see I have some average heights in centimeters. So like average male is 177. If you want this ruler file, you can go get it. I give it away for free over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And about halfway down the page, you'll see this blue bar and you can go get it there, along with my user interface and my brushes if you'd like to try those out. So thanks, UKV. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Okay, I want to finish working on this ankle and getting it to work, and I want to get it smaller. Is that ruler 1-to-1 scale? Yes, it is. It's real life scale at 200 millimeters. Now, that is if you if you get my user interface and you pop this little shelf open right here, you can see the 3D print hub, okay? If you have the ruler, showing, okay, and you have your character smaller than that ruler, the ruler is a known relative size. So everything should be the correct size relative to that ruler, okay? So you want to have everything within the bounding box of that ruler, this, as far as the height goes, okay? And then what you do is you come over here to this slider and you set it to 200, okay, right there. And then it will take the tallest object in your scene, which should be the ruler, and export it out at exactly 200 millimeters as an STL. And if you print that ruler on a printer, it will be exactly 200 millimeters. So that's, and everything else is relative to that, if that makes sense. Hey, what's up, Paul? How you doing, man? Paul DC in his house. You stole that bar from your pumpkin file the other time. It's super hand. Oh, you stole this real dude. You should go get the actual the Z project file that it comes with. You can use, if you guys didn't know this or not. So this is really I'm going to tell you a little secret. The only reason, or the only time I ever use a Z project file is to save my ZBrush settings. Okay, I don't save my characters as a ZBrush project file. I always save my characters as a Z tool because it's a cleaner file type and it doesn't come with all the baggage. But you have to remember it doesn't save history either. History takes up a lot of memory. But a Z project file, so every time I start my my ZBrush work session, what I'll do is I will open up my Lightbox and go to projects, and you'll see my ruler file right here. I will double click that ruler file, and then I will load my current work in progress Z tool into that project file. And the reason Z project files are so good is because you can adjust all your brush settings, all of your like your edge loop settings, anything that you don't like to tweak over and over and over again, you can save in your project file. And Neil, that might be one of them, is to actually save the Sculptress Pro adaptive stroke thing. You can turn it off and then save the project. I don't know if it'll save that button state, but yeah, you can. Yeah, so that's the way I do it personally. So anyway. And if you guys don't know who Paul DC is, he's an amazing artist. You should check out his stuff. Paul, go ahead and link your portfolio in the chat. Super good. And Paul's also a streamer on this Pixologic live channel. He streams during the Masters series. That's super awesome. And if you're a student of mine in the 3D character workshop, I did an amazing interview with Paul that you can check out. So watch that if you can. Got to give you the glory where the glory's due, my friend. Yeah, I love Paul's sense of design and clarity and cleanliness, and yeah, just props out to you, Paul. Just got to give you a shout out. It looks like he's like a Michelin man with this with the ambient occlusion turned on, so you can see the. Do you ever use that, Paul? The ambient occlusion stuff? It makes your cracks darker. That sounds horrible, but it's true. Anyway, so since it's still in blockout stage, man, this is taking me forever because I'm answering a lot of questions. I love the questions, but it's taking me away from. Like I did his whole head in 2 hours, and now this block out of his body is taking me an hour. Yesterday I started streaming. Oh, great. Did you do a Hellboy, Paul? Oh, I like to keep my cracks nice and light. You know what's funny about that, actually, Paul, is I agree with you. And hey, what's up, Frank? Thank you. I put the object shadow slider. I should probably put the AO slider here too. But I put the object shadow slider, the one that comes default with ZBrush, in my custom menu user interface, because sometimes I won't be able to see into the shadow side of stuff, and I want to turn it off, and that's where you do it right here. You just turn that down, and it turns the shadow down. I like to keep my cracks nice and light. Oh goodness. Oh, I have to check it out. Okay. I just need to make his ankle even smaller. Let's see. I don't know that this is going to work. Yeah. I'm just scaling it along its normals. Okay. Did it put, okay. Sorry, I'm just going to focus here for a minute. Gots to focus. Paul, I was reminded, or I thought about you the other day. There is a, you're going to laugh and you're probably going to like shake your fist at me because it's kind of, I don't know. It's, I ran across this, this TikTok of this sea shanty. You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh. Anyway, it was really, really good. And the guy has a crazy, awesome accent similar to yours, but I need to find it and pass it on to you because it's great. It's really, really good. Sea shanty. The year of the sea shanty. Anyway, the guy has an accent that's crazy thick. And I think, Paul, you were saying that different dialects have different accents or different areas. You only watch them when you're at sea. Yeah, Dublin. Okay, I gotta find it. It landed him a record deal. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's called the Wellerman Sea Shanty. There you go. It's pretty good. Is that really a thing? I think this guy started it. All right, let me know, Paul. Let me know if I'm way off the mark and I'm just some, you know, idiot. You already know I'm an idiot, so let me know if it's verified. Anyway, it reminded me of your accent a little bit, and I apologize if it's way off the mark. Nice purple trunks, thanks. I try. Okay. Let's duplicate this. Yeah, so what they've done, my wife showed it to me. What they've done is so this guy just recorded himself singing it, just acoustically by himself, just singing it. And then other TikToker people joined in and put like, there's a guy that joined in with a really low bassy sound, and then a girl with a higher, you know, voice and some fiddles, and it just kind of rounded out the whole thing, and it's really cool. It's a really nice song. But yeah, it gets stuck in your head like an earworm. Oh goodness. Okay. Weird. Yeah, I don't really use TikTok either, but when the TikTok migrates over to a YouTube video, that's when I watch it usually. Okay, I don't know why this decided to do this, but easy enough to fix. Just mirror it and then mirror and weld it. We're good to go. All right. Do you ever do anime style sculpts? Occasionally a little bit inspired. Yeah. Not very often though. I guess I'm just more of a fan of like, well, I've been getting into anime more and more lately, just as far as like I'm watching the Demon Hunter right now, which is pretty interesting. I just like the weirdness of it. It's just so bizarre to me. Okay, and then we'll chop this direction. So Paul, you got to let me know if I'm way off the mark there. If I'm even close. Smaller feet. He's got these little socks on too. Yeah, Demon, it's crazy. It's very, very gory. It's very graphic. But I like the story so far. It's pretty good. Okay, let's rename this legs. And name this feet. Duplicate this. Hey Chris. Yeah, and it's interesting too with Scruffy's work. It's very he doesn't do any shadows, no shading. You know, sometimes vector art can have shadows, which will kind of tell you how the forms and volumes work, and Scruffy does not. So it makes it extra challenging. Reading ear to ear, love it. It wouldn't be a Dublin accent, to be fair. I can hear why it reminded you of it. Oh, why I'd remind you of it. Basically means you hear my voice like a pirate. Arr. Yeah, totally. You're a pirate to me, Paul. I tried to watch JoJo's. I couldn't quite get into it. Paul the Pirate. Oh, that makes me laugh. I didn't think about it that way, but sure. Anyway, JoJo's interesting, but the storyline is really kind of tough to follow. I like watching / listening to anime while I'm sculpting, and if I'm not like quite 100% focused, it's, you know, if it's kind of rough to follow, and that one's all over the place. What I do like about it is how they do a lot of reference back to like 80s bands, you know, like Oingo Boingo and stuff like that, and you know, they make references to all these old 80s bands, which is pretty interesting to me. But my favorite so far is My Hero Academia. That's kind of a you know, that I like that one a lot. I'm excited for the next season. What else? What else? I like Violet Evergarden is one that's good. It's very moody, you know. It's just this really attractive female walking around being moody. But she's kind of part robot. So it's pretty cool. But I've been thinking about maybe doing a model fan art of her. I don't know. It's pretty good. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna clip this one. Well, let me duplicate. Clip this one down. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was gonna say an AC/DC song. Yeah, there's a lot of references like that. Okay, let's see. Leg, ankle, feet. There we go. When you said movie, I thought of a sea shanty. You know what? There is another one. As soon as I heard that that the sea shanty, this is my ADHD brain on 100% full distraction mode. Okay, uh, when I heard that sea shanty song, I immediately thought of an old 80s song by Frewer. There's a, and I don't know if Frewer is from Dublin or not, or pirate song, whatever you want to call it. But Frewer was an old 80s band that it's called Hey Ho Away We Go. That's the name of the song, and that sea shanty song reminded me of that because I think that's a sea shanty as well. Pretty funny. I don't know if you've ever. Yep, most artists honestly are ADHD. So most, not all, but most. And I definitely fall in that category for sure. I like to think of ADHD as a superpower instead of a disability. A lot of people treat it like a disability. I treat it like a superpower. Yes. Yes. See? Yes. Hey, what's up, Zofo? Right? Superpower. Okay, this will be his sock. Have you seen Your Name? Thank you, Neil. Yep. Listen to that one, Paul. Let me know if you think what accent they have. I don't know if you can tell. I like how they say as they sing the song, they tell you how many times they've gone around the equator, like they're sailing in a ship around the equator. He was a gallant lad. How do you pick color with spotlight? Yes. So you have the key is you have to have the spotlight ring showing. Okay. So you hit Z or Z on your keyboard, make the ring show up, then you hold down C as in cat over the spotlight model or image, and then you can see how the colors are changing. You do not have to click with your mouse. It will just grab that color, let go of C, and then you'll have that color. And then hit Z on your keyboard again. It's hard to tell. Apparently they're Welsh, which is just across the pond from Ireland, so it's close. Okay. They're all pirates to me. You can punch me next time you see me, Paul. I deserve it. Brewer probably open for Adamant. Yeah, probably. Brewer, you know, it's interesting growing up here in Utah, in the States, that's where I'm at. The single for Frewer, you can only get it on vinyl. And the single was like, I don't know, like $90 or more back in the 80s. It was super expensive just to get the doot one tune on vinyl because it was an import. It was so hard to get, and it was like, I don't know, it could be it could be thought of as currency back then, like having that thing. Pretty crazy. Okay, what am I doing? I'm gonna combine the legs and the pants here, trousers, whatever you want to call them. Okay, we got the ankle, socks. Just name them as we go. Shoes, boots, whatever you want to call these. And then we're done with those feet. I'll just leave it there for a minute. Do a save as. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's stitch these together. The classic one, it's actually called, oh, the Dubliners. Monty Jew doesn't get more Dublin than that. Nice. From Pakistan. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Okay. The Dubliners. What kind of music? I guess we'll listen when I'm done. Looks like a stereotypical grandpa sits home watching TV. Yep. Except for when he's mowing the lawn. Richard, get out there and mow the lawn again. All right. All right. I like to give my characters voices. Okay, let's keep groups. ZBrush. See what we get. Yeah, kind of. He could be from The Incredibles. All right, ZBrusher, you can do it. I believe in you. Looks like it's stuck. I don't know if I've had ZBrush stick before. Wake up, ZBrush. Excuse me. All right, are we still going? Is this still working? Good thing I saved right before I did this. Right? All right, looks like I may have to restream. Oh, restream bot. So the restream bot is just it's a bot that collects messages from all the different sources and posts them. I know, ZBrush crashed. Oh my goodness, I think we have a hard crash. I can't control delete out of this. Oh, here we go. All right. Geez, ZBrush. Well, crashed. Hello, welcome back. See, yeah, I'll start with this project. I could try and load in that quick save, but I don't want to because I just recently saved. So, oh, thanks. Yeah, I bought this thing called off of Steam called Wallpaper Engine. And so I don't know if you noticed this, but it's actually animating. So you can see the smoke is actually moving and the leaves are falling, and yeah, it's actually a moving background, which is cool. I just liked it. Okay, let's try it again. Why ZBrush? Why? I think I might, well, yeah, why not? Let's try it with this easy remesher and do it at 10K. And we'll do the alt version. Here we go. Might take a while. And I forgot to turn on keep groups. Thanks. Yep, Easy Remesh is a fantastic plugin that you can get off of ArtStation for like $7 or $8, something like that. Really cheap. Very, very worth it. It does functions that are already in ZBrush, but it just speeds them up and makes them accessible and fast and easy. But it's taking a while. Sorry about that. Oh, it did keep the groups. Okay, cool. Oh, I forgot to stitch first. Oh, silly me. Okay, well, I guess we can stitch now. All right, let's do this. Remesh by union. Okay, keep groups is on. Let's do this again, but this time I won't do the alt method. $6.75. Best $6.75 you will spend today. I should get some kickback. I'm kidding. Okay. So let's do a mirror and weld and a half it. Clean that up. Wow, it didn't keep the mirror. That's weird. Mirror it. There it goes. Okay. That's a little better. I'm using your interface with free brushes. That's awesome. Yep, you're welcome. I'm sorry the Sculpt is going so slow today. I'm a bit distracted with questions and the like, but I don't stop asking questions. Good. All right, let's load that back in. Texture. There we are. Hey, Paul, if you're still here, when do you stream? So people know when to watch you. Oof. Okay, turn on dynamic subds. Yes, do it. Every time you do a Z remesh, you do lose the color. So we can fill it back in with the brown, and the background color got lost. Go back up to here. If you want to know how to change the background color, you just change your color here and then click on the word back under document and it will change the background color. Next stream is the 3rd 8 p.m. General Mountain Time. Stream every 2 weeks. Ah, nice. I need to switch to every 2 weeks, I think, so I can focus on other things. I don't know. We'll see. Every other Wednesday. Nice. Okay. Good pants. His ankles aren't as small as they are here because if I want to 3D print this guy, I don't want them quite this small. Have you ever? Well, if I don't do every Monday here, it would be like I'd possibly stream on my own channel or something like that every other Monday. We'll see. I don't know. I always say that and then I never do. Okay, and let's do the shirt. It's like a tradition to log in here every Monday. That's good. It's like a TV show, right? That's how I treat it, like a TV show. Okay, always duplicate your object before you do anything crazy. like trim cut the arms off. It's tricky to get the time to do every week. I kind of would like to do every week, hopefully in the future. Yeah. Yeah, it can be, it's good, and because it kind of forces you to create, which is great. Okay, why did that not cut? So that's the thing with the trim brush. It doesn't always trim. It will put a line through it, but it doesn't always cut through it like that. So you just try the other side, and then we can do a mirror and weld. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to stitch it as is. All right, and then hopefully that's good. Looks okay. And then I'm gonna try to tessellate it to see what it does. Yeah, not bad. Okay. Kev, wouldn't want to do that. Title on Paul's confused me at first. Does not take with saying encore. I thought it was the same one, just repeating over and over. Ah, interesting. I think I may change mine to just, because I'm thinking about focusing just on collectibles. And kind of moving away from the game character stuff. Not that I do game character stuff here on the stream. I'm just talking about in general. Okay, see how this is slowly, I'm using smooth, but it's just being slow. So that's when I can go and grab that smooth, stronger brush, which is in the Lightbox brushes, smooth and smooth stronger. Okay, so now it should smooth much quicker. There we go. And I think I'm going to turn on, well, yeah, I'm going to turn on Sculptris Pro to get these to even out. So let's go to stroke. Turn off adaptive size. There it is again. I don't know why this flips. Too small. Too big. Jeez. Can't find it. Wish there was an eyedropper. There we go. That's what I want. All right, Alex. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, I got to turn off dynamic. That's why. Ah, that's why. Okay. Now it's smoothing too quickly. You don't want to have dynamic subdivisions turned on while you're using Sculptris Pro. A shirt has no buttons. Well, he didn't draw any here. I'm sure there's buttons, but he didn't draw any. I'll probably put some on there. Doesn't have any pants buttons either, but just part of the style. That's better. Okay. I was wondering why it was so slow. Jeez. Are you taking off too, Frank? I was just saying goodbye to, who said goodbye? Alex. What are your thoughts on ZBrush as a main texturing tool? So it depends on what you are. Oh, you got to go back to work. All right, Frank, thanks for hanging out. If you're going to be doing games, I would not recommend it. I would recommend using Poly Paint for your initial paint texturing work. That's what I do. But for your final texturing work, I would say take it to like Substance or Toolbag or something like that. Okay. Wow, there it goes again. I don't know why this is jumping. Every time I try to adjust my subdivide size while holding shift, it just pops all the way down to the smallest size, and it's driving me crazy. So I have to switch to snake hook or something like that. Then I can change it. That is not too fun. There we go. I just want it a little more dense, not very much, not a lot. Now, what's interesting is this subdivide size right here is the same. I think I just messed it up there. It's the same as the Tessimate size. So if you see this number right here, 0.31, blah, 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 and this is 0.21, if you want to flood fill this entire thing, that's kind of what Tessimate is. It's like a flood fill. So if I take this down just a bit, like I can even type in 0.2. And if I type in 0.2 over here and hit enter, you can see it flood filled it with that same density. See that? I was following your dragon sculpt the other day. Very cool. How did you mask through your other subtools while staying in the subtool you're working on? I'm trying to remember. It's been too long since I was doing that. Mask through. It might have been transparency. Try transparency. You can mask through that. You think you'll be working on this character next week as well? Probably not. I'm hoping to get this close to being done today. Looks like I have a little rogue face right there. See that little guy right there? You can easily fix that. And here's some more up here. Not that I want to keep my face, my poly groups. I'll just hit Control W to put it all into one single poly group. So I don't need to keep those. Okay. Now I can start just kind of moving stuff around. Cleaning it up a little bit. Just blur this out and drop it down. Sometimes it'll give you, yeah, there we go. I love the little lines that show that it's squishing down into his jeans. Dennis the Menace character. Oh, like Wilson, his neighbor Wilson. It's funny, there's a skateboard trick named after Wilson. It's not really a trick, but if you're on a skateboard and you hit a rock or something that stops your skateboard in its tracks and you go flying, that's called a Wilson, or at least that's what I've heard it's called. And the reason why is because Wilson used to put his foot on the back of Dennis the Menace's skateboard and stop it, and Dennis went flying. Yeah, cruel neighbor. Anyway, that's what we would call it as kids anyway, a Wilson. You ever hit a rock? Okay, let's adjust this. I need to adjust his head to now match his shirt better. Greetings from Lebanon. Wow, 10:30 p.m. here. I just want to ask, is there specific colors type used for coloring and 3D printed models? I usually just use acrylic when I paint my 3D printed models. Nothing special. the best ones to get are the ones that are used to print like Warhammer figures, paint Warhammer figures and D&D minis. There are a whole bunch of videos on YouTube. There's channels talking about how to paint Warhammer miniatures. Did I say Warcraft? I meant Warhammer miniatures and D&D miniatures. So you would paint a 3D printed model exactly the same way. You can prep it the same way, everything the same way, because it's made out of very similar materials. Gotta grab dinner. All right, thanks for hanging out, Paul. Yep, the things we learn. I love the fact that his chin tucked into his shirt kind of matches his shirt tucked into his pants. Shape language. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Gotta get that fat roll coming out of there. This character you're doing looks really cool, and you're doing a really good job with the details 3D model. Though more just a regular artist, hoping to be able to do detailed characters in the future. Well, thank you so much, Nicholas. I appreciate it. Mr. Magoo. That's been a name I haven't heard for a long time. Mr. Magoo. I'm going to be I want to try and stay away from licensed characters in the future, I think. I have a few more I want to do, but for the most part I want to stay away from. Okay, when did I introduce those? They're right there. Bonk. Okay. Need to adjust the subdivide size again to match this one. Kung Fu Magoo. A little smaller than I wanted. There we go. Okay, why is it not pulling out? Okay. Hey, what's up, John? How you doing? Looking for tips on fur. I'm going to dig through your live stream history. Do you know if you've got anything on there? It depends on what kind of fur. Like 3D printed chunky fur? Are you looking for that? Or more realistic, like rendered fur? I don't know that I have anything specifically per se. Yes. Yes, 3D printed fur, I assume. Sorry, there's a delay on Facebook of about 20 seconds. Stylish channel style. Okay, I would. Here, I can show you one way to do it. One second, let me just smooth this out and just kind of cut. I'll have to edit that here in a minute to fix it. I use two methods, either an insert multi-mesh VDM brush, which you can find a whole bunch of them that people have made, like on ArtStation, or you know, there's different sites that have insert multi-mesh brushes for sale. Does Pablo have one? Oh yeah, Pablo has one. Would one of you mind linking Pablo's fur brush on here? That's a good one. Another way of doing it is if you're doing very, very simplified, just little bits of fur in very specific areas, you can either pull it out with a snake hook brush, like in an elbow or something like that, right? Let's say if he was going to have little bits of fur on his shoulders, for example, you could just do the snake hook brush and just kind of pull some out. Oh. Okay. Why? There we go. You know, just kind of sculpt it by hand is one way. Another way is, and that's kind of my least favorite way because it's kind of unpredictable. Another way to do it is to mask off the shapes that you want. Well, let me make this a little denser here. Okay. This is using Sculptress Pro, by the way. But you can mask off the shapes. Like say you had another hair like this, and a smaller one over here. I don't know. And you kind of make a hinge up top here. You can make these a little sharper. And then invert the mask like this. And then you get your gizmo and you put it right where a hinge would be, kind of like right there. And then you turn your camera from the side. This is how we did the hair on the chest of Sully. Something like this. But then you just turn it to the side like this and then rotate this up. And then you get kind of this look here. And then you can just go clean that up. If that makes sense. ZBrush guides, yeah, that's a different way of doing it. I think I have do I have a fur brush here? No, I don't have one loaded up right now. Okay. Anyway, then you can just kind of clean this up, like smooth it out, and you can go along here with your pinch brush and just kind of clean that up. But that's, see that's kind of like stylized looking fur, and then you can just kind of overlap it like what am I trying to say? Like shingles on a roof, you know, just kind of overlap the fur as you go if the whole thing is covered. So yeah, giving a shout out to Pablo. Pablo is another streamer on here and a friend of mine. He runs ZBrush guides, and he also has a fur brush that you can check out. Sources, brushes. Okay. So I think they're down here somewhere. Oh, he's got a lot of them. I'm trying to find the one. Yeah, so if you have fur like this, like a little more detailed, you can get these brushes right here. Or yeah, hair clumps right here. And there's some that a bunch of people have made. And you can find the ones that you're looking for. It's funny, now he's got these like furry shoulders. Anyway, that's how I usually do the hair, is just like mask it, because then I can really control it. Do you have a preferred focal length for rendering 3D models of cartoons? I'm having a hard time figuring it out so the 3D render will match the reference. Usually I will do like focal distance of 50 or 85. So if I turn on perspective by hitting P, then just turn it to, yeah, either 50 or 85, depending on the, usually 50 though. 35 is too much. 50 is closer. Yeah, XDM has some. There's a bunch, like I said, on ArtStation. There's some on ZBrush, I believe. They're all over the place. There's lots of them. Maybe Bad King has some, probably. Give a shout out to all those guys. Did I get rid of his arms? No, there they are. Okay. Sweet. So hopefully that helps, John. It's good to see you on here again. Hope you're doing well. Oh, let me duplicate this first. All right, HD, thanks for hanging out. Okay, let me delete. I just wanted to see where the sleeve was so I can remove everything above it. Okay. Mirror, mirror, and weld. There we go. Render settings and matte caps of ZBrush guides are awesome. Yeah. Marlosa for his ZBrush friend. I don't know what Marmalosa is. Are you meaning Marmoset? Marmoset tool bag? Keep him busy. Usually have you playing in the background while I'm working. You're my Pink Floyd these days. Well, thank you. I'll help you be comfortably numb. Oh man, I'm horrible. It's my dad joke. Let's see. Shrink this down. Is Marmalosa a material name? I don't think I'll have to check those out. You know, I'll have to be honest with you. I don't really use any materials inside of ZBrush other than Skin Shade 4 or some of the ZBrush materials if I'm wanting to check out my surface qualities, or the ZBrush eye shader if I want to slap an eye shader on an eyeball. But other than that, I don't really use the materials much at all. But I'll have to check that one out if it's yeah. I like Pablo's stuff, so. Reminds me of Team Fortress 2's art style. Yeah, kind of like that. I can see that. Let's turn on local symmetry. And John, you've made me want to listen to some Pink Floyd. It's been a while. I don't have anything playing in my ears right now. Let me hit play. There we go. Going back to listening to The Cure for now. take a look. Thanks. Oh yeah, okay. Interesting. So is it a white material? Is it that white one in the middle? See, I don't like colored materials because I like to color my models with poly paint, not the materials. Because the materials are kind of like a they're kind of like a transparent coat over the top. And if you have poly paint and you put material on top, it's going to give you a mix of those two colors, which I don't like at all. I like the material itself to be as white or bright as possible so I can actually see the poly paint underneath. Oh, you saw Paul use it in his Hellbreaker. Okay, got you. Back to the question about music. I usually listen to I'm an 80s kid, so I usually listen to like 80s new wave or 80s heavy metal or some 70s stuff. Like what John was talking about, like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, things like that. But mostly like, I don't know. I was big into new wave at the time, so I still like that stuff. And then I'll listen to movie soundtracks if I'm wanting to feel like I'm doing something substantial. I'll listen to a movie soundtrack, and they're just really well produced. Like the Inception soundtrack's really good, and I'll listen to game soundtracks like The Witcher, Mass Effect. Yeah, just depends. Pulling out his thumb. Yeah, those are good. Oblivion, Skyrim. Whoa. Forgot I had Sculptris Pro on still. Oh, you're part of a Skyrim modding team. Fun. You know, it's funny. I just installed Skyrim on my Xbox One yesterday because I was thinking about playing through it again. I just want to say Foos again. Foos! It's such a good game. I hope they're working on another one. Sure they are. I just want it now, dang it. Okay, I'm gonna hit apply and then remesh this. Better save it. I should have saved it before remeshing, but oh well, good thing. Beyond Skyrim Bruma. I'll have to write that down, huh? Okay, let me write that down. What does it add? It's what you've been working on. Is it can you do mods on Xbox? Is it moddable? Let's see. How do you apply a brush effect around edge loops? I'm struggling to select an edge loop and apply a custom-made brush to follow along my selected edge loop. Usually, what you can do, oh, it's kind of complex, is you can use curves. Let me see. trying to think about the best way of doing it, because I usually don't do that, but you can utilize curves to, gosh, I'm trying to think about how I would do that, because Paul Gabriel would be a better person to ask. I'm trying to think about it, because you can stroke along a curve, and you can put a curve along between two polygroups. So you would separate the edge loop with two different polygroups, make a curve by doing a stroke. You can go to curve functions and hit frame mesh like this, and it will put a curve. You can kind of see it between these two polygroups. It's kind of hard to see. There's a curve there, and you can stroke along a curve. I'm just trying to remember how. I just don't do it often enough. You can also do an insert multi-mesh along a curve, like say these, well, not, yeah, these stitches. Let's see, not stitches. Let's do like a zipper, just so you can see it. So if I click on this curve, see how it put this zipper along the curve? Like that. That's kind of how you can, and you can stroke along a curve instead of actually adding an insert multi-mesh. So that's one way of doing it. But like I said, I don't do it often enough to give you a solid instruction on exactly how to do it. Well, that's if you want to crease it, but he's actually asking if you want to stroke, like do some kind of a brush stroke, whether it's crease or pinch or anything. You can like do a detailed brush along a curve. It doesn't have to be a crease, if that makes sense. Lets you travel to Bruma from Oblivion. Oh, nice. Adds tons of new characters and quests and loot. Oh, nice. Okay. Very cool. One of my favorite areas of Elder Scrolls is Morrowind, and all those weird like huts and things. Make all of Tamriel playable with Skyrim. Oh, that's awesome. That sounds fun. Oops. All right, I'm about to be done with this stream. I'm almost there. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the city that has all those weird shaped buildings, and they almost look like beehive or wasp mud huts. Hey, what's up, Charlie? Okay, let's see. Hey, Unreal, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'll have to go look for that one. Much love from South Africa. Well, thanks for joining us. See, I usually just kind of stroke along an edge by hand. I don't usually use any of those other techniques. Whoop. Oh, you haven't played it? I'm old. I feel old. I liked Morrowind, but I hated, hate is a strong word. I very much disliked their characters. They were the worst. Oh my goodness. I almost applied to Bethesda just so I could help them with their characters. Not saying I do the best characters, but at the time they were just so just like, oh my gosh, can I help you guys fix these because they're not good. But they redeemed themselves. On Oblivions were a little better, and Skyrims were much better. So, but I apologize to any of those of you who worked on Morrowind. But those characters, oh my goodness. Hey, Luca, tips for becoming a freelance 3D artist and making commissions. Just get your work out there and make sure your work is really, really good, I guess. I know that goes without saying, but and yes, I know these are really low resolution, but oh goodness. Like some of they were shared UVs across the center line, and some of them would be cross-eyed and some would be wall-eyed, like they didn't even take the time to make their eyes straight. These ones actually look okay. But yeah, those aren't bad. But man, some are just, oh goodness. I just remembered being like nightmare fuel. Okay, where did you guys go? There we are. All right. There's something to hide. Let's auto group. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, finished is better than perfect. You might have heard that before. Oh, I got this poem way too long. He's got much longer fingers than this too. Oh, local symmetry. All right. I think that about wraps up this stream. I just wanted to get this hand pretty close to being complete before I stitch them together. All right, let's give it a look and see if his hands are even close. Probably a little small. Yeah, let's make them bigger. Hand butt, yep. Maybe something like that. There we go. That feels better. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Looks like I got his legs too long. Now that everything's in place, I kind of want to increase his, I want to reduce his chest height, increase his light bulb body shape a little bit, and make his arms maybe a little longer. I'm not sure. But yeah. And as always, I give away my user interface and my brushes for free. So if you'd like them and you want to play with them, feel free to go over to 3dcharacterworkshop.com right here. And you can scroll down to about halfway in the middle of the page and you'll see a blue area. You can grab the brushes right there. And thanks for posting the link, Neil. Appreciate it. I teach an online course. So if you want to learn how to make characters like this, you can feel free to join us on the 3dcharacterworkshop.com. There are a lot of people there having a good time. Like me, it's a lot of fun. It's a good time to be learning during this pandemic when we're stuck at home. So take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. We'll catch you next Monday. All right. See you then. Take care. Thank you, Neil. I'll see you. Bye-bye.